there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the great wall of comics. It's Saturday, it's Slabber Day, and that means it's time for OnlySlabs. We do this nearly every Saturday, but I never do it alone. Most of the time, I'm joined by my great friend from the Great White North, Chris the Comic Vet, and today is no exception. Chris, how the hell are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm excited
I see the
for
way
this.
that you match that energy just the same
our...
as last week. Yeah. You must be running on a delay again.
Our tour of the UK.
Yeah. I did put together a month of the UK all together on purpose, actually. And so that just is a great lead in to our guest, because today, ladies and gentlemen, it's a comic thing. How the hell are you, Sam?
Very well, thank you. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Chris, for having me. Excited
We're
to be here.
I'm happy that you're here with us. You have a great collection, and we'll be checking out what you brought to show us here in just a moment. But first, it is Saturday. The rules of YouTube have not changed. They take no vacation, and that means it's time for Romper Room.
Romper Bomper, Stomper Boo, tell me, do. Magic Mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play?
Well, the Crucius is here. Woohoo! Hooray! See, Marty Alechko, happy Slabber Day from Canada, everyone. Marty drops that $2 super chat, as always, of benefiting comics curing cancer, because 100% of the channel revenue here does go to support comics curing cancer, an official campaign of the American Cancer Society. So super chat away, guys, and it all goes to help here. And while you're at it, if you're not subscribed, whatever, hit that subscription or membership or any of those things. It all helps us. All right, so Marty Lechko, we appreciate you as always. You get the first one, and that means this one is for you. And then Cliff on Comics steps in and says, "Hi, folks." And I thought I'd drive a note, comment, pin it up above in case anybody wants. Here is the link to the merch shop where you can get a shirt much like what Chris was wearing there. It says Comics Curing Cancer. Con season is upon us, and it's a great time to represent Comic-Con wearing, or any of those cons you're going to, wearing Comics Curing Cancer merch. Let them ask about it. What is that? And you can tell them the story and have them help become a supporter, because cancer sucks. Robert Monroe Jr., happy Slabber Day. Come on, folks. Hulk, smash that button. Absolutely. Phil Ailing, hello, fellow Slabber watchers. L Green Machine, hello, everyone. And he drops that Hulk smash button. Slick Jolly, what's up, fellow Slabaholics? There's a tongue twister for me. In 2 weeks' time, reporting for duty, Mr. Comics 89. He'll be our guest in just 2 weeks. Holy cow, time has flown by. It seems like just yesterday, Mr. Comics 89 reached out to me and said, "Hey, can I book a point and a show like 5 or 6 months in advance?" Toby Ridley, let's go. It's a comic thing. Absolutely. Our friend Mad Spidey wakes up super early in Australia. It's a $14.99 Australian dollar super chat. We thank you so much for that there, sir. We'll give you your usual. Here you go.
Refills with that?
Leafy Substances, happy Slabber Day, Henchman and Goon Squad. Las Crucias says, "Hey, I'm from New Mexico." Hello, allegedly. Dale Suspense, happy Slabber Day, everybody. Jedi Batman, hello. Space Case Collectibles, hello, everyone. The Comic Collector Coach, happy Slabber Day, folks. Christina Payne, welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a blessed day. Thank you so much. I have comic issues. Hello, everyone. I hope all of your issues are slabs. Nice. Chris Bell, good evening, all. The magistrate in charge of the Parliament of Mouths, Dr. Von Hoot. Evening all. Cancer still sucks. Drops that £2 super chat. We appreciate you, sir. This one is for you.
That's the first time I ever asked for anything I really wanted.
Toby Ridley. Woo! Let's go. Let's see. Christina Payne drops the American Cancer Society. It drops our comics curing cancer link tree, so you can get links to everything all in one space. That was probably a smarter idea, Christina. That's why you're a moderator and I'm just a dumb freaking host. JSS Brooklyn. Let's see. Administration like button. It's important. It's true. It's true. Thank you very much, JSS Brooklyn, for becoming a member of the Goon Squad this week. Appreciate that. Let's see, the Comic Collector Coach saying hello. JSS Brooklyn dropping a $4.99 super chat. Says happy Saturday. Thank you so much. Brooklyn, this one is for you. Marty Myrick says, hey, Slab Hub Dogs. He's dropping the old name. That's a long time ago now, actually.
Very old at this point.
Yeah. Let's see. Ronnie Johnson drops a 333 super chat. Says, time to dork out. I like what you did there. That's clever. This one's for you, sir.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me.
Knock on my door. Knock next time.
Mr. Comics 89 says, well, I can't wait to show off my comics. I can't show off my comics out of the country. How could I? Yes. Well, no, that's right. You had to wait till you're back, but it still seems like just not that long ago that you asked. Let's see. Nerdy Geek Comics says, happy Slabber Day from MegaCon. We do have con season going strong. Got MegaCon this week. I'm going to WonderCon next week, but I just realized that, next week is not only there's like WonderCon, Planet Comic-Con, and C2E2.
Also, Toronto Comic-Con, also put on by Fan Expo, is happening this weekend, which is also the promoter of MegaCon down in Orlando. And Nerdy Geek has actually been putting on some great stills and photos on his Instagram page. Everyone, check out Nerdy Geek.
Well, now I know why it's like so far. I'm not seeing the same level of. I didn't realize that C2E2 was next weekend. Now I understand why WonderCon doesn't have some of the big hitters that they had last year or stuff. It's like when you're in competition with the bigger, it's like, oh God. Well, anyways, this doesn't matter. All right. I think we got to the end of the chat. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I missed anybody, totally unintentional. But we do a show here. We'll say hello throughout. Kenny Bird, welcome. Thank you. Let's go ahead and change this thing. We're done with the TV 14 warning. We can go to the OnlySlabs, and let's throw, you know what? Let's throw on our banner and remind everybody you can check out on Instagram. It's a comic thing. Link is down below in the description, but scroll across here just to remind you. Make sure you give them a follow over on Instagram. We're going to bring you up big now, Sam. We're going to blow you up, move us over here. And before we show any slabs, we always like to get a chance to hear how people got into comics. It's kind of like their comic book origin story, that time when your planet was about to just fall apart and your parents stuffed you into a rocket and launched you into the cold vastness of space, hoping that you would miraculously land someplace safe and people wouldn't just raise pitchforks and string you up or something, but actually take you in and let you become the beacon of hope for all of humanity.
Thanks for that, Rob. Great intro. My origin story. So those planets you talk about, for me, grew up in the early 90s, so PlayStation 1, N64, and Saturday morning animated TV with, usual suspects, Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman Adventures, the tail end of TNMT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then all of that replicated on video games, as I say. So I was a child of media, and it was a kind of full frontal assault for me that led my imagination down a long and windy path for many years. And it was only really into comics. I mean, I read magazines and a few comics available in the UK, some back issues. We don't have the volume, never have had the volume of comic stores that you guys in the States have had. Mm-hmm. But I reconnected with comics mid-teens. So there was a hiatus from kind of pre-10 years old video games, animated TV shows. I got into a lot of sport, distracted, and came back in the mid to late teens into reading again and got into some comics. And it was really in my 20s that collecting notched up a gear for myself. And it's comics primarily, as you can see, wall behind me and what we're about to see today. But it's also, which way are we going? Video games, figures, some art, you name it. If I can collect it, I will. Slight OCD tendencies that I think we all have in some sort of way. And this room that you can't see around me is filled with nostalgic items from my childhood and beyond. I think the appropriate term is a kidult. I'm a kidult at the moment, so I'm a man child.
Nostalgia is an expensive drug, isn't it?
It is. It does not get cheaper. In fact, disposable income, as it's increased for myself, it seems like
you find new and fancy ways to fill spaces in your home.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, the thing is, funnily enough, a lot of the cons take place. The good ones, as you guys know well, are States. We have London Comic Con here, which is twice a year. We have a London Comic Mart, which is bi-monthly, so every other month, and they're great, and they're getting better. Some really good quality comics taking place, but really, it's about getting over to the States, and that is another part of the hobby that gets expensive. Doing a week in New York.
Very true.
It's not cheap.
Very true.
Doing a week in Heroes Con or MegaCon or some of the places I haven't been to. There's a separate budget pot to fill now.
Heroes Con is the one to be, buddy.
Yeah, I know. It's on the bucket list.
So, Mad Spidey, it's actually CDO. You have to put it in the correct order. Anyways, sorry. Just a running joke about that. Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look and see what you've been filling up your home with. You brought some slabs, some comic books to share with us today. What's the first one you're gonna use to give us that little the appetizer before the main feast?
So to pretext, you're gonna see some 90s keys, obviously the stuff I first remember. We've got some horror. Segment on UK price variants. That's my thing. I want to get triple pop stuff, high grade. There's not many of them, so. And then quite a bit of Silver Age stuff from Jack Kirby, as he is my go-to artist, supported by Neil Adams and a couple of others like Steranko. So there's a bit of an order, but we'll see where we end up. As I say, I've got about 40 slabs around me right now, so we'll see where the hands go. It's going to be wild. Okay, so first comic. Is X-Men 1 collector's edition with the wraparound.
Nothing says nothing says 90s more than this Gemly X-Men, Cool Ranch Doritos, and a Pepsi, I think. This and the next one followed were the first two comics I remember distinctly for the artwork. It was exciting, very much mimicked at the time the animated TV series, so it was an easy go-to. But funny enough, some of the cheapest comics I'll probably ever purchase as well, from a monetary perspective. So that was a great read. Doesn't equate greatness. That's the fun part.
True. I tell myself that every day. Followed shortly by Spider-Man Silver Edition. Again, those two hand in hand for me. Probably Spidey and X-Men from a Marvel perspective certainly started out as my two go-to heroes, whether singular or for the team.
That's just a cover. I don't think we've ever seen it before.
Oh, really? Okay, probably because it's so well bought.
We tease that it's constantly there. Actually, we don't see it a lot actually on this show. We do see it occasionally. It's it's the billion homages that go with it, right? That you see.
Yeah,
Definitely
I'm
one of the most homaged books on the planet. Number 1, number 2 with ASM 300, but one of 3 variants of that book. Yep, there's
Yeah.
your ASM 300 right there. Of course, you had the regular cover, the silver, and then later the second printing with the gold cover. And look at that, bang! Like he knows how this story goes, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, that's the collector in me, and unfortunately for the high gradeness, this was a New York Comic Con from last year pickup. It was an exit pickup, so it was the last book I saw as I was walking off the show floor.
Oh wait, is this the platinum one?
This is platinum, yeah.
Okay, that's what there's another one I forgot. I forgot about that one. Actually,
Yeah.
how should I forget any of this? We had a guest on who showed nothing but this book. Showed 25 different variants of this book.
Yes. Hopefully bringing back good memories then. But this is the platinum variant. As I say, picked it up at New York Comic Con last year from the Absolute Comics and Statues stall. It was the last book. As I was leaving the show floor, I said to my brother, I'm done. The wallet's empty. We need to go and get a beer. And this stared at me, and it's hard to find in 9.8. So yeah, pretty happy with this to go with the silver and the various other editions that I haven't slabbed yet. But this one's yeah, it's a special book.
I don't think you see I don't see the platinum all that often, period, regardless of grade. I mean, obviously it was platinum for a reason. It was a far smaller print run. But wow, yeah, that's a phenomenal book.
Yeah, it's a good book. It's a good book. Happy. I think the back's cool as well. That kind of cam lens. So yeah. Happy with that. So
the early Peter Parker was was on the forefront of selfies.
Ahead of his time, certainly.
Yes, actually.
It's true.
Then we go to a Peter David special. So getting into heavier reading, I loved what Peter David did with this run of the Hulk. I think he set a pretty good standard. I like the slightly darker, deeper, more adult themed comic when I'm reading. Collecting the opposite. I'm Silver Age, goofy, kind of. I like the simplistic stuff, cover art. But when it comes to reading, I like the more mature theme. And I just thought what Peter did with the Hulk and the various kind of personalities of the Hulk, particularly with this issue, bringing them all together, pretty special. And then again, the collector in me for the wallet burn.
Let's talk about this issue for a sec. It did go to later printings, and it is an iconic, Incredible Hulk cover for its era, and has really stood the test of time, as it does have some secondary market value. But Sam, would you mind reading us what's on the right side of the blue label, please?
Of course I can. So we have Doc Samson and Ringmaster appearance, Marvel subscription insert included. So concise. And then the back cover for the Geeky Gamer in me is brilliant because it's War is Raw, WWF.
Yeah.
And then it just reminds me of everything I played it back in the day, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Genesis, Game Gear. So I get a double win with that from a nostalgic perspective.
Is this a subsequent printing, or is this the first printing? I'm not familiar with
third.
all.
This is the third printing.
It is
so
the
this
third
is the
printing.
one. This is I bought this raw in my local comic store 2 years ago. Shout out to Kent Comics. And as one does, I bought it with rosy tinted sunglasses, thinking there's a 9.8. Yeah. And then I get a bit closer. Oh, maybe not. So we got to the 9.2. I missed a few ticks. The goal one day would be happens frequently. But yeah, I'd love this in a higher grade one day, but I'm still very happy. There aren't that many. This is what makes the third printing pretty hard to find. And again, it goes back to this thing that unless I'm buying online, and I'll talk a bit later about kind of how I buy, where I collect. The thing with UK comic stores is they're not that many. And so the stock that's shown is often either UK price variant, or if you see one of these, it really probably is the only one in the entire county, or maybe even part of England. Right. So it's tricky to track them down. That's why the US cons for me are so exciting. The conference, the Comic Cons, because you guys have more stock of this stuff that I can get my hands on. Just need to, So anyway, great read. Awesome. If no one's read that run from Peter David, would advise. So going into not a comic but a magazine. This from again kind of mass satisfaction when purchasing this. This ticked a lot of boxes. So I was a little bit behind when Wizard came out in the UK. I wasn't reading Wizard as it was published, but since then I've got a whole run of Wizard now and frequently flick through the non-slabbed. I like to see how the prices were. It's exciting. But this Wizard 11 is a Todd McFarlane Spawn cover. And what makes this different is this is a newsstand, custom label, Wizard file copy, and 9.8. So those things combined.
Wizard file copy. Nice.
Yeah. Ticks a few boxes. And I'm not a massive, to be honest, even though I'm a 90s, I'm not a huge Todd McFarlane fan. I am a fan, but I'm not. It's not something I collect full runs of, or I've got a few issues. Can't not with.
You recognize his impact on comics. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's the impact in comics that he's had, and that makes this a special one with his signature down there as well. So yeah, a very cool.
That, you know, we were talking about 90s. Wizard definitely is another one of those things that, you know, from a comic book perspective, that is the 90s.
Yep,
for sure.
I was one of those that bought it monthly, and this particular issue, when it dropped, was polybagged with a Spawn trading card that was hollow foiled around the frame. I actually took it and mailed it to Todd's new studio and hoping to get it signed. And I sent it in a top loader, and months later it came back and Todd signed it, but he signed the top loader. He actually didn't even take the card out of the top loader and signed the damn top loader itself. But yeah, I was definitely a Wizard kid. I picked it up right from the get-go and read it cover to cover. And yeah, Wizard holds a special place in my heart. Unfortunately, you know, it did. The people that ran it did what they did, and here we are today.
Big shame. Big shame. Yeah. My profession's print media publishing, so I'd love nothing more than to see a good comic magazine come back. And I know there's one that's recently launched. The name escapes me. Released a month or so ago, maybe.
I don't know. It's around here somewhere. It's just.
But that's music to my ears. I think, you know, this stuff, when you're a collector or a hobbyist, an enthusiast, and you're a page turner, you can't beat this. And so yeah. Anyway, special book.
That's great. I mean, that explains the 9.8 on the newsstand, because people were actually the file copy helps there. But that's a great.
Yeah,
makes it just that much even fewer. I mean, there might be other 9.8 copies out there in newsstands, but I mean, how many of them are also file copies or something? That means
it's hard to find the census on that. I mean, I tend to use things like Go Collect for trying to keep track, but if you know, GPA can track recent sales, there's only been 2 or 3. So I'd love to find more of them.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you pay whatever it is somebody wants to sell it for, because there is no trend or market for, you know, market is whatever you're trying to sell it for that day.
Yeah,
nice,
spot on. So probably the next one is, again, going for that dark, mature theme. One of my favorite writers. Unfortunately, I don't have many of his comics slabbed, have them in omnibus format, but it's definitely one of my favorites. What a fantastic, you know, kick in the balls this read is. It's yeah, something special.
Special. And like Rob and I have been doing this for 232 episodes, and it's still surprising just a few amount of Watchmen issues that have actually been shown on this show. And the thing is, everyone that's watching this recognizes how important this series is to the history of comic books, and that it really shaped the genre moving forward. And yeah, that's a nice high grade copy. Good for you.
Yeah, high grade copy in the old label, not the oldest, but I have one older, I think, in this that I'll show, but that doesn't bother me. Apart from the fact it's very, very thin compared to the new
I don't like that slab, but you know,
yeah.
I have several of those, and I'm gonna go, one of these days maybe I'll reholder it, but then again, I put it in a box, I forget about it, and it's only when I have to pull it out again and look at it, and I go, God.
It's so true.
It's
so true.
So the only good thing is it means that there's one extra slab that you can put in a box.
Yeah, it's a space
Shimmy it
saver.
in there.
That's the way to look at it.
Yeah,
and it's
it is weird, because I'll tell you, if you have all modern CGC slabs, and you have like a box full of all CBCS slabs, for example, you can put like 3 extra slabs in a box versus the CGCs. And then of course, if you If you have the thicker CGC slabs, then you hope that you have one of these thinner ones to offset it. Otherwise, you reduce it even more. It's not a problem for a lot of people, but when you have way more slabs than probably one man should, it becomes an issue.
It does.
And something you're cognizant of.
Yeah, very much so. So going on to I'll show one by one, but they come as a pair for me. Again, took a dark turn for Marvel, but in a good sense. It was a gripping storyline. So ASM 121. It's double signed, so we got this Jerry Conway and Roy Thomas. I just love the cover. I love the story more so, but the cover as well, with all of the faces that we know from Spidey's past and present. It hits deep, and I think the signature yellow goes with the yellow quite nicely. I'm a Silver Age, majority collector, but this really kickstarted the Bronze Age, which again took comics to another level in terms of storyline. So what better than 121 than 122 in a Gen 1 label? Yeah. So that's something different.
That's actually one of my all-time favorite ASM covers, because it's one of those few ones where you just recognize the pain that Peter's feeling on the cover there. That is well done, sir. Nice back to back.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all felt that pain, and I've reread this whole run, but this pair particularly. And it's bittersweet though when the Green Goblin dies. He becomes the villain you love to hate and hate to love. And that's
he gets better. She doesn't.
Yeah,
and that's the true. This is the true evil in the world: is that the Green Goblin gets better, but Gwen Stacy stays dead. But you think about that. I mean, here we are coming up on issue 1000, and one of the things that still sticks with him and impacts him so much to this day is this story arc here. And of course the original story arc.
Right. Yeah. The Uncle Ben and then her. And Captain
Stacy. To be honest with you,
throw that in there too.
It's one of the things when it comes to thinking about how I got into such a love of superheroes was often the villain first. So when you think of X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman, the stuff that I've stuck with, they have some of the best villains and a volume of villains that you can really get stuck into. So as one dies, there's another to take his place or her place. So that, from a personal perspective, is always something that's really drawn me. It's not always the superheroes, but it's the villains that make them do good and bad things that ticks it along for me. Speaking of another storyline that had left a mark on me was X-Men 142, closing of Days of Future Past, that led to my favorite X-Men film too. So
everybody dies.
Yeah,
we got a lot in common, Sam. We got a lot in common.
Yeah. I'm sounding pretty morbid right now, but I promise you, it's not all about death. But this is a wicked cover. Sentinels, as you can see from the head in my fireplace. So,
nice.
Wow.
It looks much better close up, but Sentinels I think are a wicked villain set. I think they're menacing, emotionless. Deserve another run out.
Now, Sam, let's talk about this book for just a moment. There's some love right here, actually, from Rich. Richie, thank you for joining us. That your copy here is actually a 9.8. Is this a personal book you submitted, or did you pick this book up afterwards, already graded in that great 9.8?
So this I picked up graded 9.8 Newsstand. This was something that I wanted to pick up in this grade. What tends to happen with me, the reader copies I've had from the years, I have not remained at 9.8. As I say, it wasn't always that I was collecting for preservation. I was collecting to read, and heavy-handed. And so, as I say, where it's got costly for me, the hobby, is as things have moved on, apart from some of those early 90s keys, if I want the book I love reading and a good grade exclusive, I've got to pay for it. I've got to hunt for it. That's not said for all the books I have. In the UK, a big way that I collect is through auction houses, as there's more of them than there are comic stores, or comic shops. And so I'm often hunting for raws that look in good condition from ex-collectors, and then I'll slab them up. And, I get some good success, which I'll show later. But this was definitely one that I purchased as it was, and very lucky to do so.
Yeah. Phenomenal
Yeah.
book.
Great cover. Again, another storyline, but also a grading success story for me, and one that I've put on my Instagram more than once. So for those that have been on my Instagram page, you'll have seen this one before, but it's my cover. I love. So it's the special Marvel edition, first appearance of Shang-Chi, origin story, and really a kick-ass story where, son learns father's evil, and that does some serious trauma, and then it runs on for many, many issues with, martial arts at the front, which I love also. So this comic is double signed by Steve Englehart and Jim Starlin, and this was a 9.4 that I bought graded. I broke it out, sent it in to get signed, had my presser clean it up, and it came back a 9.8. And so I was over the moon, because the double signed 9.8 also from a kind of value perspective was pretty wicked.
Congratulations, Sam. What year is this release? Was this 76?
73.
73.
We're going.
Wow.
9.8, 9.873.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
And the cover,
Shang-Chi.
the cover is just menacing. I mean, I know my webcam isn't giving it justice of 4K, but that is a wicked cover. The green, the talons.
Yeah,
So yeah,
those early master books, they are just great covers. Very underrated outside of just this particular key. You're right.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
congratulations.
and it went on for so long. It was a great run. If anyone's had the chance, if they don't have all the comics, get the omnibuses, but they really do kick ass. So yeah, very happy with that. But again, another storyline. It's got a mature theme. It's got some trauma in there, and I think that's makes it an exciting read. So yeah. Then final from this little run is Iron Man 55. Again,
There we
such an
go.
important
Jesus.
book.
Sorry.
Oh no.
So this is nice. This is set on Thanos, which was carried very much the whole of the 2009 to 2018 Avengers run, or most of the latter half.
You know what?
Wow.
I'm late to this, but sure.
Yeah!
I believe this might be like a quadruple key. Sam, would you mind reading us the right side of the blue label?
This is definitely so. So this is first appearance of Thanos, Mentor, Drax the Destroyer, Arthur Douglas, Star Fox, Kronos, and the Blood Brothers.
Pardon me. It's a sextuplet.
So it's a heavy introducer. Actually, Iron Man plays a very small part in this. This really sets the scene for what was the Jim Starlin Infinity Gauntlet, and that led nicely into the 90s story. So for me, this was a key book to pick up. And something different is it's a UK price variant, so it's a 6p.
Oh,
Nice.
So they don't come in this grade, this quality. So I'm happy. This is top of pop.
You go and throw
Does
the UK
everything
price
wrong.
variant change up here on us here. Oh, so this book, I mean, even in the US, in this grade, once you get to this grade now, it's pricey. We it's not a book that everyone's picking up. And if my stupid price guide thing is not working right now, it's spinning. I was gonna say it's a 4-figure book in the US in a standard US copy.
So
and
from memory, this is not from a UK price variant perspective, which is always a shame. But I think this is around the $1,800 mark is where I'd put it. It's been higher, but as you know, this book has really taken a bit of a tumble.
it has because of the movie. Well, everything has, but if I look, okay, now look over here to GPA. So UK price variant. Wow. Okay. So Chris, the last sale of this book was, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Okay.
This was in 2022.
Oh.
So
okay.
we have a bit of inflation because of 2022 on this.
Yeah.
I will tell you that previous to that, or can I find one that's more recent around it? Not really. It doesn't look like it just doesn't come up. All right. So 9.4 is the highest sale logged that on GP analysis of a UK price variant.
Okay.
In 2022. Take a guess.
Okay, so what you're looking for is pounds sterling. We're not going to be talking dollary dues or
No,
anything.
this is converted U.S. dollars. It's GPA
Okay,
analysis.
so you're looking for American dollars.
I'm looking on GPA. Yeah.
All right, so American value. I'm going to give everyone in the chat a quick opportunity. I see Richie dropped a $3,000 with a question mark, and like Rob likes to talk about the nexus of value. I believe what Sam is holding here blows the nexus of value way out of the water. Like this is this is the CN Tower stratosphere type of thing. I'm going to be going kind of where Rich is. I'm kind of thinking in that neighborhood of 25 to say 3. So I'm going to say 2750.
So the February 22nd, 2022 sale was $3,086. Now, the closest recent UK price variant was a 9.0 sold late last year.
Okay.
There's a big drop from 9.2 to 9.0. 9.0 is that nexus of value. If you could find this in a 9.0, it was only about $640. But even on the US side, the 9.0 9.2 is the last spot where you can get in the, there's a big drop from 9.2 to 9.0. So it's tracks with the same nexus value, but definitely even if you sat there and said, okay, based on today's standards, you cut the price in half for today's market, you're still talking. This is a solidly expensive book. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, cool book to have. And that was when I bought Raw and cleaned and pressed.
It's definitely a book not everybody's picking up. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, it was a good grade. Bob, how am I doing till the half time mark? Do you estimate?
We got about another 5 minutes.
Good, nice. Okay, so this has just been a wicked TV show for me. Garth Ennis kicking ass, and this is a double signed. I'm yet to get the rest of the signatures. This is Boys Number 1, signed by Carl Urban and Jack Quaid. So two of the key characters. I want to get the others named on there, signed. But just from a comic producing fantastic media, this book has kicked ass, and looking forward to the final showdown that's coming out soon. So
yeah,
don't know if we have any other Boys fans, but that's one.
I enjoy this series. Sam, would you mind reading us the right side of the yellow label to represent why this is a key Boys book?
Yeah, so this is the first appearance of Butcher, Terry, Hughie, and A-Train. So yeah, your heroes. And it's just a mean storyline. They've got some wicked powers. Again, it's got that slightly more mature kind of
slightly.
Yeah,
slightly more mature.
Yeah. Slightly.
Yeah. No comic code on this. So yeah, suggested for mature readers there in the small print.
18 plus, everybody. 18 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember early on when I was starting to get back into comics again, and I started talking to one of the comic book shop manager and talking about wanting to read something, and he said, "Well, you should read Boys," and he handed me the first trade on it, and I was like, I hope I started reading. I was like, oh wow. That was definitely not what I was expecting. Something different.
So to end this, got one more book after this. This is you've seen this a few times on the channel, but I think it's been a brilliant read.
I don't know this book. I'm hoping that Chris can fill us in because I've never seen this before.
Rob, I know a little bit about this book. Something is killing the children. Just a little bit. I'm so glad that you have this copy, and that this particular label actually recognizes the first appearance of one of the best female-led driven books, Erica Slaughter, right there, because not all of them, the early pressings, or pardon me, the early slabbings of this actually doesn't know anything about the story or the main character that's in it. And that too is a spicy meatball, and it's been roller coasting about over the last couple of years, but every time there's some sort of dramatic news, it kind of bumps back up. But with the latest news that Tynan has offered us in the last, say, 4 months, that not only is it getting a film or a series, it's actually getting an animated version as well. So I'm very excited about that. Happy to say that I own every copy of Something's Killed the Children, 1 through, I believe it's at 45 now, but yeah.
Oh, congrats.
Would you mind showing the back of the cover? Just to say that right off the bat, it showed the House of the Dragon logo right there. Yeah. Now, Sam, how did you pick up this particular copy of Something is Killing the Children, #1.
So this was Raw. This wasn't Slab. This was one that picked up, read with great care. So yeah, can't say I'll do that for the rest of the run. I think I'd be pulling off a pretty mean feat, but certainly having the first of Erica's, yeah, nice book to
First
have.
is the most important one to have.
Yeah.
And then ending, kind of mixed of great stories and moderns I've shown. Probably my favorite animated series of the last few years, one that most people will recognize.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh my goodness.
That's a big book.
New
Holy.
seasons out, and yeah, it's been climbing. So I think it's a bit toppy now, to be honest. I think
This is a big boy book. My goodness. Invincible, #1. It's been a minute since we've had this on the show, and we've only had a handful. Let's be honest, this book did not have a very high publishing rate for issue #1, but man, is there a book that goes bigger every time there's a new season of its release when the IP drops? My God, congratulations.
Holy
that is
Jesus.
fantastic. All right, Rob, let's do it.
I'm always blown away when I look at every time I turn around, it seems like it's unfathomable to me what this book runs. We had several different raw copies that were donated, not of #1 during the Comic Screen Cancer this last year, and I was impressed. But yeah, a 9.8 on this book. Chris, you want to even try to guess?
I see Morgs is saying 35. I'm thinking almost 1.8 times. I'm thinking
3,500 would have gotten you this book in 2024. It was the 2024 average selling price was $3,300, but this is not 2024.
I think it's higher. Now, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Just because the season's about to drop, if it hasn't already just dropped, then there's.
I will tell you this, Chris. The 2025 average selling price was $4,600.
Okay.
But this is not 2025.
All right. So, like I said, 1.8, and Richie and MJ are kind of right at that point where I was thinking. I'm thinking $6,000 for Invincible Invincible #1 and a 9.8.
So 9.8 copy of this book. The 90-day average on this is $5,800, with the last sale being $6,500.
Oh my goodness.
That
Sam,
is,
congratulations. You got like a slightly used car in your hands if you wanted to move on to
Yeah.
that book.
Yeah, shame.
you could pick up probably a full tank of gas with that. I'm sorry, full tank of petrol. Sorry.
Yeah. Astonishing, right?
Rob's on
Too soon,
fire.
huh? All right. Well, sorry.
So yeah, pretty cool.
That's just incredible. Wow.
And to be honest, all of the Invincible books from that first kind of 1 to 50 are notching up. It's crazy what it's doing.
Yeah,
So,
like
yeah,
I said,
that's
I was really impressed when somebody was kind enough to donate several copies to us last year for Comic Screen Cancer. Every single one of them is there. Oh, I'm looking them up. I'm all, God, these are like issues like 40s and stuff, and they're like, these are $40, $50, $60 books or more on them all. I just had no idea. I missed the boat on that one. That's an incredible first half. People don't scurry off because we got more books on the way. Make sure you take advantage of this moment. Hit that link down below. Go follow our friend Sam here over on his Instagram. See more incredible books like this that he's posting from time to time. We want to acknowledge, of course, all those people, you guys who are supporting us on a regular basis here with funds going to Comics Curing Cancer. Of course, I may rephrase that. The funds supporting Comics Curing Cancer, everything that this channel raises, that's the operational budget for the fundraiser so that we can pay for all the shipping of the items during our auctions and all the packing materials so that we don't have to take money back out of the American Cancer Society. So thank you so much to all the henchmen channel members here at Rob's Fat Stacks of Comics. There's just a handful of members. Thanks so much to those who donated. We had last month, something like 100 and something new members, thanks to some incredible donations from some of you guys of gifting memberships. Don't worry if you think the thing's too long, Chris. At the end of the month, that is good, or actually next episode, next time we're on, a lot of those names are dropping off unless they renew.
Inflation.
Feel considered to irritate Chris more by renewing your membership today. All right. It's time to do a giveaway. Ladies and gentlemen, hashtag the 90s. That's what we're going to do here. Let me make that bigger so that way everyone can see. Hashtag the 90s. Enter that in there. There's no apostrophe. That is going to get us some lovely giveaway action going on. Oh, and look at that. Raphael, the turtle collector, says, hey, I'm going to donate some members. So thank you so much. Memberships going out to Rad Art and Comics, the comic collector coach Chip Getler, Darth Lopez, and Zach's Collectibles all receive benefits of those memberships. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, because that membership fees all goes to, again, support comics curing cancer. All right. Well, people are entering the hashtags so that we can pull some books from this greatest giveaway box on YouTube. Before we do that, Sam, now I know you don't run a YouTube channel or anything, but anything that you'd like to promote and talk about?
No, just that stay tuned. I'm very much at the beginning of the content journey. Watching you guys do what you do inspires. So I hope to move forward from just static showcasing of comics to talking about the markets and what it's like being a UK collector and what have you, and maybe that would take form of some YouTube stuff. But I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing. But keep eyes peeled, and hopefully I take the plunge. It's all a bit nerve-wracking doing it for the first time. So, yeah,
that'd be great. Well, guys, make sure you follow him on Instagram, and then also you'll notice on his Instagram he's got pinned up his eBay site. He's got a few books up there as well too. If you're maybe you want some of his extras and casts off, you never know. Help fund his collection. All right, Chris, how about you, sir? What's going over on the Comic Vet YouTube channel?
Well, Rob, like we talked about earlier today about the cons and that we're in the middle of con season, Toronto Comic Con, which is a big one that attracts about 35,000 people to downtown Toronto, was there yesterday and uploaded a video showing a lot of highlights of that very diverse pop culture event, including finding some high-grade ASM #1s and a certain 9/9 jazz hands type of comic book. I invite you to check out that particular video. Like Rob likes to say, it has a little bit of traction right now. When you have an opportunity after OnlySlabs, check out that particular video. I will be making a haul video a little bit later on this weekend, showing some of the things that I picked up at Toronto Comic Con, which is, again, a part of that Fan Expo umbrella. And next week, Wednesday, it'll be the return of Show Us What You Got, the live new comic book day hangout. Thank you, Rob.
Super. All right. Well, I see 50 entries, 59 viewers. So I'm going to give you 5. I'm going to give you 4. I'm going to give you 3. Remember, we ship internationally. I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give you 1. And that's all your time now. Ladies and gentlemen, Wheel of Fish. Our winner of this first set of giveaways from the greatest weekly giveaway box on all of YouTube is, look at that, Space Case Collectibles. Congratulations to you. We'll remove that. Chris will get us ready.
Watch your back, Rob.
Box. Oops. Oh, piece of paper underneath there. All right. Ugh. All right, here it is. We got ourselves the box. Sam, what you're going to do is you're going to be picking the books for Space Case Collectibles. We're pulling 6 books in total. What I'd like for you to do is either give me a number 1 through 10 from the front, 1 through 10 from the back, or we can just do back to front action. You tell me where to stop, and then we'll pull a book, and I'll ask you whether you want the front book, the back book, or the one on either side of my finger.
Okay. So we'll do 3 from the back, please.
All right. This is by far not even counting Chris. That is the most popular. Is the number 3.
2 from the front, please.
All right. Oops. Turn that way so we can see.
And then we'll do a bit of up and down
Fingering.
Yep. Yeah. Stop.
Oops.
We'll go there.
Okay.
Rob likes to finger a box.
Front, back, or both?
Both, please.
Yep, we got it. All right.
And again, please.
That's like potatoes. We're doing a little fingerling. Wait,
Stop, please.
Oh, sorry. All right. Both again?
Yep, please.
All right.
Is that 10 now?
That's 6. That's what we pulled. Yep. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Well, first out of the batch here, we have ourselves a Mark Spears Winter Horrorland mystery bag. So you'll get to pull that. It'll ship to you just like this in the poly bag. You'll get to tear it open yourself.
The worst you could do is a 1 in 32 ratio.
It could be $1 billion. We've got Spectacular Spider-Man 107, first appearance of Sin Eater.
Yeah, all new, all daring. Sin Eater. Flashbacks, Rob. Flashbacks.
I know.
Yeah.
It has to start somewhere, though.
It's true.
Some Adam Hughes Catwoman.
Oh, my.
Very nice. Very nice.
Iron Man 170. We get our James Rhodes puts on the Iron Man outfit.
Nice.
We've got the 1 in 50 ratio for Porcelain number 1. So crazy cover work going on.
It's awesome pencil work.
And then last, we have the 1 in 50 ratio for Doom Academy number 1.
Ooh. Awesome.
Nice.
That's a great giveaway right there, Rob. Great book.
So congratulations, Space Case Collectibles. I know that I've sent you stuff before, but I'll be darned if I can remember your legal name under which the shipping address is stored under. So if you can ping me on Instagram, please, and remind me so that way I can get those books out to you, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, Chris, return us to our regular configuration if you don't mind, and restore our guest to this seat of power.
All right, Sam, whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's dig into a bit of character work. So this is a character that I'm fond of. And so I've tried to do my best in collecting some of my keys with him. We'll see if we can guess where this is going to go. We'll start with Tales of Suspense 31.
Hell yeah. Hold on.
Jack Kirby magic.
Yeah.
Ow! And boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah. Nothing to shout out about the book other than a
classic.
To Doom, but I think more just Man in Iron Mask. It's a wicked cover. Kirby at his best. Cards coming out the comic. People terrified. Love it.
Sam, I think I know who the creative team is for this great book, but would you mind reading us the creative team for this great book?
Of course. It's a Stan Lee story. We've got Dick Ho and Don Heck art, and we've got Kirby and Dick Ayers cover and art. So that's quite a team.
The dream team.
I think they might make something of themselves.
They went on to do great things, Rob.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool book to have. Yeah, just that's a real cover play for me. So cool. And kicks off as you might imagine, what might come next is we've got Fantastic Four.
Yeah! Yeah!
Double Remy. Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
This is it, folks. This is it. This is the one. Sam, would you
So
mind
this
reading us
is-
the right side of the blue label for the Fantastic Four, please?
Of course. Origin and first appearance of Doctor Doom, otherwise known as Victor. Full page ad for Incredible Hulk #1 and letter from Roy Thomas.
That's why that book is so expensive. The letter
Yes.
from Roy Thomas.
Right. So those Roy Thomas collectors, I have bad news about the value of this book.
Yeah, so it's a cool book. I'm looking forward to year end with the film. Love to see what Downey Jr. is going to do for it. But
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
Necking Futz. It's not actually Doom. The book is popular because of the Roy Thomas letter. A lot of people love Roy Thomas.
yeah,
It's
it's a
true.
cool cover.
That's never mind. I don't know if they're
Straight face there, Rob.
hey, you know, the best bits are the good bits.
That's true.
To be honest,
Wow.
the Roy Thomas thing, I missed the boat with the Stan Lee signatures. I only have a few, and most of them I've had to buy. I wasn't doing that. And then Roy Thomas did a signature
Yeah, that's
signing
exactly it.
in the last year.
Taylor.
I started to take up some of them.
Yeah, not the writer. I mean, people are a big fan of Wendy's fast food restaurants. That's why
Square
it's Roy
patties,
Thomas
man.
and Wendy's. Yeah, 100%.
Next one bringing to screen is again probably my
I'm sensing a theme of where we're going here on this
Yeah.
one. Yeah, look at
I'm
that.
liking it. I'm liking it.
So this is the UK price variant version. I have a Sense version as well, but this is the Doctor Doom feature on Avengers. I just think he looks menacing. You know,
If he,
okay,
if he was
story.
20 feet tall, yeah.
So pretty cool. And again, you're picking up that I'm a Doom fan. Again, he's one of those, we spoke about it at the beginning, but when I think of the villains that, you know, got me into a lot of what this stuff is from the 90s and what appeared on TV, it was Magneto, Joker, Doom, Green Goblin. You know, the ones that really terrorized the heroes the most, and Doom definitely does that.
The people of Latveria would say he's actually not a villain.
No,
They,
Savior.
they live a very good life.
So they
What
say.
Yeah. You know,
Just ask them.
all the Latvian press says.
That's true.
The thing about Doom that sets apart, I'm trying to, you know, when you think about it, when you start taking a hero that just, or a villain, I'm sorry, that isn't, I mean, there are villains that are associated with a particular hero and it crosses over from time to time. But then there's heroes like Doom, where they just go across like any book. It doesn't matter. Doom even though he had his origin in Fantastic Four, shows up all the time in all kinds of books, except for maybe I don't know if Daredevil's ever really had an opportunity to go up against Doom all too often. He's a little more street level than that to worry about. But I mean, all your big heroes, they have to tangle with Doom at some point, and that's
Early.
a different. That's a villain on a different level.
You're right.
Yeah, I
You're
think
absolutely
Daredevil's
right.
had a couple of cover fights with Doom. I think in the kind of 30s to 40s issue-wise in Daredevil, he has some great covers. But yeah, you're quite right. Prolonged, you know, he's not someone. And what I find funny is the pose that Doom is pulling here is the same as Mike Marvel on the back. So whether that's Mike Marvel under Doom's suit, I don't know. But they do a pretty good job.
I instantly said it, and there people were, no, Rob, 37, 38, he's in there. Yeah, okay. Well, admittedly, I have never read Daredevil. Ever.
The Chip Zdarsky stuff is worth reading.
I'm not saying I don't I have repeatedly said that I recognize the greatness that is Daredevil, but I have never read. So I apologize.
Bringing on next.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yes.
Slow down.
So yeah, the Origin, had to get it. Obviously, I like collecting Origins, and be rude not to. So again, he's doing his thing. I mean, there's so many great Doom covers to pick from. It was hard to kind of take out 3 or 4, but this one stands to me. I don't have too many annuals either, to be honest. They come, Rob, like you said at the beginning, in the thicker case. They're square bound most of the time, so fit less of them in the box.
Yeah, that particular year, I believe most of the annuals were square bound. The ASM was the
64.
Sinister Six, the FF with Doom on the cover, square bound. Yeah, it was a little bit of a thing they had going on, and all the trade dresses, they all had different colors throughout as well. It wasn't just a standard one color.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Great book.
Cool book. So we'll move. We'll come back to X-Men. So yeah, this was a recent pickup and was a bit of a splash, but also first book buying from this collection of fantastic collection.
Oh yes, some
the Neil
Neil
Adams
Adams greatness. Yeah.
Has always killed it.
Woo! 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 Those were some weak-ass moves.
Yeah, the beginning of the Defenders run, and I think something that could play into future media when the time sits, once we move past Avengers and maybe a bit of X-Men. They'd have to rechange, I think, some of the story arcs, but I think this is a great cover to kick it off with. And Neil Adams,
Very popular amongst the foot fetish community.
I don't know why.
I was going to ask to see the custom label up close, but I guess Rob wants to see the foot a little bit closer.
Yeah, we'll do the foot first. There you go, Rob.
I didn't say I was a member of that community. I just said that I'm just here to say the jokes.
This is a great show. This is a great show we got today.
And to be honest, to Man Cave Comics, yeah, that's exactly it. That's why I pulled the trigger on the 9.8. It was spenny, but there aren't many of them. And it ties Neil Adams' love I have for his artwork and very few Marvels he's done. So this seemed like a good book to purchase for down the road. And the story of Fantas was interesting to me. I wouldn't have many of the labels, but this one, yeah. It's a cool book.
Very nice.
And a way of me introducing 3 characters. What I'm trying to do is go through some of my favorite characters and themes. I'm not going to probably have time to show.
I love when people build a segue and snake these books together. It's fabulous.
Yeah,
it shows people put some thought into their appearances.
So here we go. Speaking of the Hulk, this has to be one of my favorite Silver Age covers. I think it's what they do here from a profile perspective. The colors, you see this not with glare. Maybe a little better, no, not much. But anyway, it just looks amazing. And it's not often you see the Hulk dwarfed, but he is in this instance from silver on the front.
That's a great grade again for a book.
And it's UK price variant.
From the 60s.
What I'm hearing, what I'm guessing here, Chris, Sam doesn't collect crap grades, buddy. He's about some proper beauties in his collection. Things that we want to talk about.
I have probably only 15% of my collection is slabs. Most of it is raw, and in that raw there's a lot of reader copies. And so for most of the books I have slabs, I try and have a reader copy so I can get that experience.
And that makes sense, especially for you. If you're gonna have a book slab, you're gonna go through the expense of shipping, whether you're bringing it with you over here and paying for having it, or whether you're shipping it internationally and having to deal with all that. Yeah, I'd be very selective about what I was sending in too.
Yeah, this was a good turnaround. And again, it goes with that theme. I said it, but the UK price variant, the 10D. My goal collecting wise is to try and get top of pop for all UK price variants of the key books I like, which I track on the registry, and just add something a bit special.
Sam, if I may, what's the back cover for that UK variant then?
The same as.
Okay, so it's the same as what would be in the United States.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, I mean, I think maybe some of the guys from the UK have said this before, but the UK price variants were very much printed the same way, just a little bit early, often off a different plate because of the different price. And there's a rumor that they'd be done a week or two before to make it to the UK in time for publish date. But quite often with the early UKs, you'd see they wouldn't put a month for publish, particularly the Tales to Astonish. So that's whether you believe that or not. But some of the colours, I've got duplicates. I've got one I'll show you where I compare the colours. And sometimes the UKs are slightly deeper in their colour. There's less of them to print. They have their own plate. they get print first before everything goes. So yeah, it's things to. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. No. That's all I was going to say. So
I was simply going to say that there's no month printed on my ASM one. That's all, which is a UK price variant. So the other thing you'll get on some of them, so like I talked about, is you'll get you'll get the all color. As I can make myself think for just a second. On some of these, where instead of the Marvel Collector Group, you'll get the Marvel all color comics on some of these as well too.
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Awesome. Oops.
Finish on the Hulk run. The Steranko book. I think kind of Kirby Steranko did a lot, and Bashima for me art-wise, but this...
I would say if you were to do a Mount Rushmore of Hulk covers, this one is on the Mount Rushmore. It is just classic, incredible Hulk.
I love the story. They changed the face. He was too menacing, they say. I mean, I didn't know what they were after with the Hulk, but he looks cute now. So, very quick. On the white pages, so I was happy with that because it was a harder book. It's kind of thicker copy again. It's that annual.
Yeah.
Yeah. That rounds off the kind of character segues. Then something. So I mentioned before X-Men. Probably tied with Spider-Man, although I haven't shown much Spidey today. Maybe for a part 2 or 3 or whatever. But X-Men, I've got something to show. I'll kick it off with this, which is a little bit unusual, which is the official Marvel Index for X-Men. Released in 87. I think there were 4. I've got 1 to 4 at least, unless I'm missing some. Why I found these copies particularly useful in the reader copies is they would run through issues 1 all the way through to 66 for me, volume 1 and 2, talking about character first appearances, the story synopsis. It was like a directory. So as a collector, you could flick through, and as each issue would be shown, it would highlight, key creators, plot twists, character appearances, comic value, which again you can get online nowadays. But as a true page turner, I found these nice additions to the collection, and they kind of front start the X-Men run. So yeah, not of note or value, but just very cool from a collector standpoint. If you haven't picked these up, guys, they're inexpensive and they're really fun to read through. So that starts the X-Men showcase. So we'll start with the only sense version I'll show for now, which is Magneto, Brotherhood of Evil appearance. Again, we've gone from Doom to Magneto.
The Green Scarlet Witch. Yes. Yeah. Classic cover. Great grade, by the way, because there's these early X-Men were notorious for Marvel chipping. Sam, would you mind reading us the right side of the blue label for this X-Men key?
Of course. First, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Toad, and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, but the second appearance of Magneto, obviously first being in number 1.
Awesome.
But
terrific book.
Terrific, yeah. So that segues into my X-Men run, which we'll see now. And I think all of these are UK price variants, guys. But yeah, happy with what I've got. I'll do them in no particular order. So combining Spidey and X-Men was a must for me. And this was the Roy Thomas Sig. Unfortunately, that's all I could get for obvious reasons. But still nice to get Roy on there in a nice 9 white pager, which there aren't too many in the UK price variant. They were just, a lot of them didn't make the journey over in good nick. And the colours pop.
Yeah, great cover. And I like the fact that they had Professor X with the big migraine headache above the trade dress there. It's fantastic because I often feel that way myself.
Yeah, do you know what? They should have made the ad on the back for migraines in that case. But unfortunately, they did not. They didn't listen to Professor X. But yeah.
How else do you show mental powers? Only the same way, all the time.
Then we go to another Neil Adams special. So Havok, again, the orange is popping this. I just couldn't believe when I picked this run up, some of the colors for the age. We're talking all white pages. Again, UK price variant, Roy Thomas Sig, nicely placed as well. Got to get better at this. Nicely placed as well, not interrupting the art too much, but visible. I think he was using more of a fine liner, which I actually preferred. I thought it had a classy look than going too heavy on the ink. But a very cool cover. Obviously, hope to see more of Havok. So
nothing's worse than sometimes a dull Sharpie that's pressed too hard on it.
Yeah. The signature then bleeds. Yep.
So there is a story to the books I'm showing. I'll show this one. This is one of my favorites. This came back the other day after being sent off just in time for the show. Actually, I was very pleased. I had to do a bit of chasing, and shout out to Bear Max Comics and John the Comic Press UK. They did a treat on this book to come back white page of 9.4 UK price variant again, and you can't see it here too much, but the red. All of these books are top of population in the UK, which I'm really, really chuffed with. But it's just, I mean, to be honest, I looked where I was going wrong with the 9.4, but it's a great book. Sharp edges, sharp corners. Not my reader copy. But yeah.
And obviously, first appearance of the Sentinels, right?
Yep. So the story to this one, guys. My son, called Rafe, he's coming up to a year, was born last year in May, and I was doing my auction stuff as I do from time to time, and a collection became available, but the auction date was the date that my wife was due to give birth. And so without going into too much detail for the many viewers around the world right now, my wife wouldn't appreciate that, we were getting into action, birthing room, and the auction was sod's law going to start at the same time as my son was due to arrive. And so I was having to do a bit of double, like one eye on the auction, but many other eyes supporting my wife. Managed to make the bid, win the bid, went way above my price because I didn't set a limit. But I can tell you, with these books being a small handful that completed my X-Men run, I mean, if I say to you the equivalent, so this book averaged out for the amount of books in the auction was $25. And so for me, my reader copies cost me more than $25. So I call it the Rafe collection with my son's name. I must have been a UK collector. I've tried to track down the backstory. All I'd been told by the auction house, it was a wife driving to the dump to drop these comics off, and thought she'd stop at the auction house and say, anything you can do. And when I say it was a pretty full Silver Age collection of some of my favorite runs of Daredevil, X-Men, Cap, I'm very fortunate. So this is, just thought I'd
There's
say
nothing quite like your wife giving birth and being on the phone in the at an auction going, yeah, honey, you're doing great, honey.
Well, we had the birth plan, so it was we talked game plan prior to the day. My wife gave me the okay as long as I was there when needed, so we were good. Oh God, I'm gonna get.
No, it's one of those thoughts. You just always think, oh, this would be great.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah! Yeah! Smoke if you got 'em.
Yeah, sorry.
Banger.
Anyone's thinking any of these blue labels I'm reading in the chat are purple, they're all blue labels. I think it's just the quality of my laptop camera. Sorry guys, but this is X-Men 1, again UK price variant. Really happy with how this turned out. This was an auction pickup. It was needing a bit of love, better than my previous copy, and very happy to have this lead the pack. And the colours, the greens and the reds, where it typically will fade on this book, they're really intact and really quite punchy. The others are white pages. This is off white to white, but I'm still really happy with that outcome. And very good.
It happens.
It's reading it in the sun will do that.
Well, that just acid in paper, over the years does that. It's just no big deal.
Yeah,
that's a crazy book. Chris, I don't know if you know this, but this is the most important X-Men book there is, period.
I do not concur, but I understand the significance and importance and how beautiful this particular book is. This is why we have chocolate and vanilla, everybody. If you want to argue the finer points of this book versus what I consider to be the most important book, I'd be happy to do it on another show, since we try to do this show in 90 minutes.
Great book. Okay, go ahead, Chris. Do your job.
Thank you. Sam, would you mind reading us the right side of the blue label, my man?
Of course. So, origin and first appearance of the X-Men: Professor X, Cyclops, Iceman, Angel, Beast, and Marvel Girl, Jean Grey, and Magneto. Couldn't do it without Magneto there, so I'm happy to have both on the cover. Always wonder what each of them are doing to some degree, having a dance in the back, swinging, but hey ho.
Yeah,
they're doing.
And I can respect Iceman doing the Canadian military thing there by throwing snowballs at him. No, yeah. I jest, but it is funny he's throwing a snowball.
It's Canadian artillery.
That's a cavalry unit right there.
I love. I gotta imagine. I'm just thinking to myself, Freaky Louie walks in to the show as we're showing off X-Men 1.
Timing is everything, Lou.
So then I've got got time for a few more books, Rob. Am I still good?
Yeah, you're good.
Good. Okay.
We can show like 2 more books.
Okay. Let's go for
tough decisions now.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go for Iron Man sub.
Oh.
I just, stories did not intertwine in this issue. They were separate, but the cover art is wicked. I think they both were done justice in how they were posed. I think the red and the blue is striking, but they led way to sub 1 and Iron Man 1, and I think that's fantastic.
Again,
as a Kickstarter.
Such important comic book to the history of Marvel Comics. As Rob likes to often speak about why this book is actually so important, because if this book didn't do well, we wouldn't have had Iron Man or Submariner in their own solo titles.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there were a few books that had this kind of this bit going on, the kind of once in a lifetime or the origin issues. So trying to collect those too. And then to end, that's a tricky one then. We'll do it's 1 comic but 2 variants. We've got the Tomb of Dracula, the Sense in the UK.
Robbie,
oh my.
You just double bladed us, Rob.
Oh.
So probably my favorite, watching Blade way too young, kicking ass, Wesley Snipes, and there were other horror books, but if pushed, these are the ones I'd show.
I see double. I must be drunk, and it's only it's too early. That is phenomenal. UK price variant and US price variant.
Yeah.
It's so good, you banged her twice, Mad Spidey. Double bang.
The luxury if you're into UK price variants is if you can, and over the long time, collect both. That's a goal to aim for, is have one of each. Not too many can say they've got that. So that's one of those goals I've got in the long distance to pass down to the little one.
That is incredible. What a collection. I'm so glad that you agreed to come on and join us today. Hopefully we'll be able to have you on again down the road if you're up for it.
To do DC, that was all Marvel. I've got a DC side. Hopefully
there we go. We'll talk
DC.
after. We'll talk after this. We'll get you scheduled for another future episode. You know how we book out far in advance anyway. So let's see here. For everybody who joined us today, we appreciate you so much. Don't run off. We're about to do another giveaway. But before I do the giveaway, I do want to recognize all the Goon Squad members at that higher tier level supporting the channel. So a big shout out to Dale of Suspense, DJ Links, Dr. Von Hoot, Legion of Comics, Stephen with a C, Justin Birch Letters, The Comic Vet, Austin LeMay, Mad Spidey, Collecting with Durs, Chuck Hensey, Lone Eagle, Comiverse, Dead Man Comic Cover Show, Anachronic Comics, Colossus Collector, Timo Hanna, still only 35 cents, Cliff on Comics, Spirited Comic Bro, Never Could Figure It Out, Daymare, The Adventurous Joe, Valenrook, Jay Knows the Way, Ronnie Johnston, Comics on the Edge, Omnibo, Silver Eagle Coins and Comics, Kingdom of Nerds, Sal's Comic Corner, Johnny's Comic Stuff, Claire Prescott, Ragin' Cajun Comics, JSS Brooklyn, and Man Cave Comics. Thank you guys all so much for being members and supporting Comics Curing Cancer year-round and help us out. There is no OnlySlabs next week. I will be at WonderCon. I'm not going to try to do shows. It's one of those weekends where we don't have a show, but we will return in 2 weeks' time with Mr. Comics 89 back from his deployment in Korea. He is here to protect us with his comics. He's a great comics. So thank you so much.
He looks good there, Rob. He looks good too. Yeah,
I think he was working out on a fairly regular basis. So we're happy to have Mr. Comics 89 with us. Let's see. Let me throw up I have to have it prepared to share screen. I was trying to keep Chris from sneaking in too early with it, as he sometimes does. Let's just go hashtag collect more comics. Go ahead and get that hashtag in there. Again, we do ship everywhere. You only have to enter it once, but make sure you enter it correctly, and we'll pull another 6 books from the giveaway bin. While we're doing that, I'll let you know what's coming up for me. Don't worry, just because I'm running off doesn't mean the content stops. Monday, we do have a good old-fashioned mail call. Haven't done one of those in a few weeks. Then Thursday, there'll be another episode of Only My Slabs with some just classic covers. So we'll be there's books from Golden Age to Modern Age throughout there with a heavy dose of Silver and Bronze Age, some classic covers. It'll be an episode you don't want to miss. And then the following Monday, we'll have a CGC haul. I've got 2 submissions of CGC that have been sitting here for a while. I think it's time that we get into that. So that's what's coming up over on the channel. Of course, there's lots of other content going on every Monday. Stuff that comes in Thursday, stuff I got Saturday. That's where we showcase you guys. And if you want to be showcased, you'd like to be on an episode of OnlySlabs, we are booking now for June and July of this year. You can reach on out to me over on Instagram at robs.fatstacks. Links are, of course, down below, or you can email me, robs.fatstacks@gmail.com, and we can get you on the schedule. If you want to book even further out, that's fine too. As long as the calendar has days, I can book you. All right. With that, I see 47 out of 56. I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and round and round and round she goes. Where she stops, well, the internet knows. Our winner of this second set of pulls is Banger Silver Eagles Coins and Comics. Congratulations. I will say, guys, if you guys get these books, I'm always appreciative when I see you guys post stuff up there. 25 Perez sent me a video. His books that he got, his postal carrier, he has a post office box. They must have it wouldn't quite fit in the box. They must have grabbed a hammer and beat it into the thing, because when he went to get it out, he couldn't get it out of his post office box. He sent me a video of the post office opening up the master door, swing door, and then just practically putting a foot up on the wall, grabbing the thing, trying to pull it out. But the books arrived unharmed because they're packed properly. So thanks for sharing that one. That was hilarious to watch. Now, let's get in this. We're pulling for Silver Eagles, Coins, and Comics. Chris, you know the routine. Let's do this. What am I pulling for him?
All right, let's go 3 from the front, 3 from the back.
3 from the front, 3 from the back. Okay.
All right, let's let it ride.
My mic's in the way.
And stop. And those 2 books, your finger splits. Maybe we'll find a reprint of the greatest X-Men book ever done, GSX1. All right, let's stop right there and pull those 2 books. Deal with it, folks. It's true. The X-Men that you know today is because of GSX1, not X-Men #1.
Touche.
I promise
Chris,
nothing.
You gave some pull. Just tell me when to stop.
Now towards the wall.
All right.
All right.
I don't know what. How do you dance around all the greatest books? But of course, I think. Well, what the hell?
I don't know what happened there, Rob. There we go. Oh. There we go. That's still not good.
Sometimes what I think are the greatest books, though, are not always your guys' idea of the greatest books. Anyway, so bonus book for you here because Silver Eagle, I don't think they're all that great. So bonus book. Well, I mean, they're good, but they're not great. I don't know. Monster the Wolf #1. I don't even know how making myself sound crap. I'm saying like I've got the greatest giveaway box, but it's full of crap for you. Sorry. Which is not as good. Another Man's Treasure's Gold. There's just not the most insane stuff that's in there. That's all. Ultimate Endgame #1. No matter how I try to recover from this.
That's a blind bag, by the way. That's a blind bag right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a blind bag. I'm sorry. Yeah. Could be anything. Let's put that with that. Let's all right. Oh, yeah. All right. You know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I don't know what I was thinking. This is there's
that's a great book right there.
Yeah. First appearance of Spot.
Wait, we're giving away the first. It's a big book. Just ask Miles Morales.
Issue 1, The Mighty Isis.
That book actually looks clean, Rob. Very nice.
I love Isis. X-Men #1.
Ooh.
Nothing says 90s, right?
Yep. Main cover.
I think we would all agree that X-Men #1 is a fun book.
Classic X-Men.
Oh, Arthur Adams cover, Newsstand.
And the Avengers 178.
Nice.
So it's like all great covers. No mega key, but some great covers for sure.
That Spot has room to grow, Rob.
But what does that mean? That means that means next week. So or not next week, but in 2 weeks' time, someone's probably gonna pull like 12 big books out of here or something. And Chris is gonna
downplay a great prize.
You know, again,
Silver Eagle, congratulations on a great stack of books.
I'm my own hardest critic.
If he's not giving you like an X-Men 14 or Volume 1, he's pissed off. And see, I'm not pissed off for a change. I think that's a great prize.
Yeah, I don't know.
Great episode, everyone. Good night.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for coming out. Appreciate you guys all coming in. I'm going to shut up before I drive away all my viewers. They go, you know what? You're right. You're right, Rob. You suck. What the hell is wrong with you? Until next time, guys, make sure you click what you want. Don't listen to me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.